Wonderful, thank you. Still here at the Women of Leadership event where we've just finished our opening keynote, the first breakout panel, or first rather keynote panel, and we've got one of our keynotes here with us. Delighted to have you. This is Stephanie.
Yes, hi.
And we just heard from you. Your story, your journey is just simply amazing.
Thank
List
you.
of accolades recent are just longer than my arm, but perhaps if you wouldn't mind telling us a little bit more about yourself, what you do and your firm.
Sure.
And that would be great, please.
Sure. So I'm Stephanie Gottlieb. I have a direct-to-consumer e-commerce jewelry brand and bridal concierge service based in New York. And I started the business about 6.5 years ago. Very much word-of-mouth business, and then Instagram became a very big piece of my growth.
Yep.
We now have 325,000 followers, and that's truly where the introduction to our brand begins.
Yep.
And it's been a powerful tool in kind of reaching new networks and learning from the consumer about what they want to see, and that definitely kind of dictates the designs that I make, and always keeping them in mind.
What was the premise and prelude behind you becoming an entrepreneur? Is that something you always wanted to do, or
it was
fell
not?
Into it?
I
No?
definitely fell into it. I actually had no knowledge of the jewelry world before I graduated from college. Didn't know what to do, so I took a job at a diamond wholesale company.
Wow. Yep.
And that was through introductions that I ended up there. I was supposed to be there for 2 months while I figured out what I really wanted to do, and was sort of entranced by the diamonds, and
Yep.
stayed for 5 years. I will say that was really the building blocks for ending up here. It was a small company. I was able to wear many hats and learn a lot about the ins and outs of wholesale and diamonds in general. And I just felt like the wholesale world kind of has a cap, and you either own a company or you work for one forever.
Right.
And I wasn't willing to compromise on my design aesthetic, and couldn't fully realize that by working for someone else.
Well, good for you. It's been a fabulous journey so far.
Thank you.
Here we are into a new year, new decade. What's coming up for the firm, for you, for the business?
Sure. So this year is definitely about establishing infrastructure. We grew from 3 to 11 people last year, so a lot changes when you hire that many people.
Yep.
Certainly it's a learning curve for me, because managing people is not my specialty. I'm a designer, and just the business side of things is never something I wanted to do or thought I would have to do. I really thought it would be me, and just me forever. And then my first hire was my sister, and that was easy.
Right.
She already knew me. But it's been a big learning curve to learn how to run a company and make big decisions that will affect other people.
And this event is obviously about women and women in leadership and women empowerment in commerce, in industry, and society. You are, of course, a female entrepreneur. How has that journey been, or is it irrespective of? It mattered not to you? I
think in this industry, it's actually pretty notable, because in the traditional diamond world, it's all men. And very much, family dominated. Things get passed down from generations. So to start your own business, to be a female, there's definitely a wave of us who are doing similar things, which is nice to see. And I think I've been able to lean on peers in the industry as I sort of grow into it. But people are taking notice, and that's exciting. And I think that being somewhat of a disruptor in an industry is fun. It definitely has, some weight to it, but people are excited to see the industry changing and growing.
Well, congratulations on all your success.
Thank
It's been
you.
a fantastic journey. It was great listening to you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you
Wonderful.
very much for having me.
Thank you.